Hello, everybody. Welcome to the World with Jaws. This is going to be something interesting for you guys. My name is NaN-Gram. I also go by Brandon. I have started this little experiment to see just how far we can go with it, and I'm hoping that you'll stay with me. I have invited a few friends over to play player characters in our Rapscallion campaign we're calling the World with Jaws. Let's take some time to introduce everybody.
I can go first if you'd like. Hi, my name's Harley. I'm going to be playing Joey Pacallis, who is the captain of our crew. I go by they pronouns, and that's pretty much all.
My name is Kundan, and I'm also Axol. I'm going to be playing, my character is going to be named Dane Carver. He is going to be the Chirurgeon? Chirurgeon? I don't
Let
know
me
how
see.
you pronounce that. And I'm
Chirurgeon. Chirurgeon.
online. It's going to be...
Well, he's figuring out how to pronounce that. Untied. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure, I'll go ahead. I'm United. We'll use any pronouns. I'm playing Laurence, the ship's Matelot. I'm not sure what else to say at this point, so...
Pretty much good, I think.
Okay. Alright. Let's see.
By the way, it's Chirurgeon. Like surgeon, but Chirurgeon.
Like a chiropractor
Chirurgeon, okay.
surgeon.
Sure. You heard it here first,
Chiropractor
folks.
surgeon. It's canon. Alright, so I suppose we'll get playing then.
Yep. But before we do, let's talk a bit about our playbooks here. Each playbook has a specialty to them, an oddity, that helps define who they are as a pirate, your je ne sais quoi. Let's start with the captain.
My oddity is that, Joey has slaughtered a titan. A leviathan, specifically. The way that the story goes is that they were out one night at a very rakish party and met an attractive mountebank who, unfortunately, put them under a bit of a trance and forced them to slay a leviathan, who now gives advice to their unwilling slaughterer in their dreams, and they vow to slay this mountebank. So, it is the... Did I say it was the Titan Killer one? Yeah, Titan Killer. I can also speak the language of leviathans. I can breathe underwater. And I already mentioned it says horrid nightly prophetic dreams. Beautiful. Let's, alright. Who wants to go next?
I will. So, Dane is our resident Jack of the Dust, whatever that means. But for your humans out there, I am the cook, though Sanji, I am not. When I make a good meal, I can spend X hold for my alchemy move to choose X crewmates, and each of the crewmates refreshes all their bonds with someone of their choice. Or if there's an NPC, they lose rattle and gain inspired. I will tell you later what alchemist means when the time is right.
And United would be last?
Yeah, for this, I have chosen the oddity of lycanthrope, which, in layman's terms, is being a werewolf, I will say. For whatever reason, be it sea curse or something from the land, I have been compelled in occasions to turn into a half-beast.
Alright.
I think that's all I have to say.
Okay. We have chosen the Ramshackle as our ship of choice. So let's go down that list for us. Yep. By the way, as we go through this session, we will be detailing stuff about our map, and for you guys at home, I will be releasing the map as it's changing. Or, I mean, I'll try to anyway. I'm gonna probably need to repurchase my Incarnate license for that. But that's okay. You chose this ramshackle ship due to its oddity. Is it because it is freedom, because it is your wings, or it came to you?
Well, I have it loaded up already. Pick this ship if you want to tell a real underdog story, forge a found family, and fight to make a name for yourselves. Expect to run with your tails between your legs. Expect to struggle a bit. Don't pick this ship if you want to be famous and important. It is described as a home-crafted vessel tied together with spit and a prayer. It may not look like much, but it carries the heart of its loyal crew. Looks like we've got a bits of renown that we're working towards. The first one will be succeeding on a bounty or a job. So I suppose that'll be our first plot point.
I've got something in mind
Lovely.
for that.
Do you want me to read off all of them, or
We'll
should we just
go
keep
through that.
Just keep the first?
No, we'll keep it going here. Why did you choose this ramshackle ship? This is something everybody decides on. Is it freedom? Is it your wings, or did it come to you?
Well,
I'm thinking
I
freedom.
would say freedom as well. Being the captain, Joey purchased the ship at an auction by shouting the loudest number because they didn't know what was going on, and, well, it was kind of their destiny, I suppose.
You chose the ship because you had to escape from something awful or sad. Whenever one of your number has been captured by a terrible foe, you may spend a bond with your ship to get to them immediately, explain what miracle made it so, and decide what you had to leave behind to do it.
Something that I'm liking about this game is that we get to decide the consequences. We get to negotiate them with you, rather.
Yes. I do. That's why I like it too. It's also why I wanted to wait until it actually came out. For everyone listening at home, this game has been in development for a number of years. Before it ever reached the point it is today, it was just what is it called? It's called an ash can. Magpie Games was never guaranteed to release this game, but through the love and the care of its many fans and the people who wanted to see it come to life, it has come out. And I'm sure that there are probably plenty of people recording their own games. Because this game was inspired by Perilous Tides. You may feel some of that influence if you've already listened to that. And hopefully I can give you something different.
So I take it we'll be finding ourselves somewhere on the map right about now?
Not quite, because we have to decide on the kit.
I didn't realize. My apologies.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have a kit.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. So our ship stats.
What is this ship?
I am going to go and try to find the ship stats really quick. I want to go with the piecemeal ship. Personally, we have a pretty good group of lackeys, cool little paint job. I'm especially looking at the cannon. What do you two think?
I was feeling piecemeal.
All right
as
then.
well.
Unless there's any horrible "I cannot do this" from Dane, then I suppose we'll go to the.
Yeah, it seems good.
Should we decide a ship name?
That's a good idea.
I'm thinking it should describe us as a crew.
It could be the Wobble Yonder. That was our test game
you're
ship
right.
name.
I suppose we'll go with the lovely Yonder.
If that's what you want. Yeah.
Oh, wild
Well,
blue.
We have a picture of the flag, too.
Do we?
Yeah, I think I'll post that in the show notes.
You could make it the thumbnail for the podcast, maybe.
Nah, I'll do something better for that. Or maybe just some royalty-free art or something like that. I'd have to ask. Also, I don't feel like a drawing of a flag would do.
No, that's fair. Looks like for the piecemeal ship we get 1 cannon battery, size 2 group of lackeys, patchwork sails attempting to look proper or a rainbow of color, a cartoonish figurehead with a chipped paint job, either a smiling lion, a leaping fish, dilapidated goose. I believe we can just choose something else. Flags adorning the rigging, as well as a lifeboat. Let's customize it a bit while Faith is writing down the details. What do you guys want with the figurehead?
I want a swordfish.
Interesting. It'd have to be like a cartoonish one, so maybe like a swordfish with a very short nozzle.
or a narwhal.
Is a good?
Ooh, a swordfish with a narwhal horn. I like that. United, do you have any ideas?
Okay.
Alright then.
Okay.
I think that's pretty funny. For ours. Oh, sorry.
Each crew member may name an essential change or addition they made to the ship. If they do, they gain 1 bond with it. Choose now or return afterwards. Or maybe sometime
Joey
later.
probably did the paint job. The blue
yeah.
was hard to secure.
Okay. So what type of blue?
It would be more of a... So I'm thinking of the type of dye that would be available. It'd probably be more of a dark blue. Like a navy.
Ooh, I like that. Dark blue paint. Is it chipped?
It's definitely chipped.
So it's piecemeal, or
it's
is it
definitely chipped. They did a horrible job of painting it, but they put effort into it.
They forgot to put the varnish
They
on.
did like 1 coat. And
Okay.
Like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And then I will take my extra bond with the ship then. For those unfamiliar to the system, bonds are a resource that you can use to either screw over somebody who you don't like or give a little advantage to somebody who you do. They can also apply to the ship. The ship is a very big part of the game.
Yep.
I want to install a meadery/operating room with a, let's see, yeah, like a cutting board table and meat hooks.
Interesting.
Kitchen it is.
Alright. Ooh, maybe we could,
I need those
Barber
maybe we could
meat hooks.
have some kind
Barber
of
kitchen.
crane on the top that has a hook
No.
lowering down into the
Butcher
kitchen.
kitchen.
That could be
Butcher
interesting. A crane would probably cost too much. Also, debatably non-existent in this time. United, do you have any...
A cargo walk.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any ideas for something that your character may have added to the ship?
They would have either made sure that where we eat is a comfortable place to eat, or that the berthing area or where we sleep is comfortable. That's
Alright.
what they would have done.
I'll say
I'm not
cozy
sure which of those
hammocks.
two.
Cozy
Cozy
hammocks.
hammocks.
So
There
you
we
can
go.
take down
Okay.
your bond. I suppose.
Alright.
Nothing like a...
Who made the ship what it is now? Describe one secret thing they put into the ship that only the crew knows about.
I feel like that would have to be Dane. He seems like the type who would stock this up with treasures or whatnot, or just secret little tidbits.
Okay.
What's one secret thing that you put into the ship that only the crew knows about? Everybody can know, but you did the secret thing, is the important bit.
Probably. I wanted to have something to do with golems or something else. Okay, how about this? A retractable lightning.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see how that comes out.
I'm imagining the evil... Oh, sorry, I bumped something. I'm imagining the evil cackling in my head now. That would certainly help.
Yep. Okay. That covers it. That's actually fairly simple. Does any of the other... Yep. And I almost forgot. You can, when escaping, any number of crew members can spend bonds with your ship. Roll plus bonds spent instead of plus speed. You may escape even when you're wrecked. When you do, your ship washes up on either a bustling port owned by the enemy, a sleepy harbor town hiding a secret, a mysterious uncharted island. Speaking of islands, does anyone have any like locations they want to add before we begin?
Yes, as a captain, one of the materials that I have is a map that just has a obnoxious X that's been itching at Joey's mind. So I'm thinking that the northernmost island that isn't named from the to right on the right side of the Bath of Heroes would be where that X is located.
Okay. I'll mark that down. Okay, now we see it. Yep.
Well, that's
okay.
something.
That's where your treasure is. Anyone else? Okay. I have a prompt for you guys. Let's think. I'm just going to take a minute to thank the talented writers at Magpie Games. So thank you guys for for writing it.
Even before this whole thing started, before we were doing the whole official thing, we were doing the playtesting, I was having a whole lot of fun. Honestly, I'm not always a fan of rules light RPGs, but this one seemed to fit the niche in between my D&D 5e sessions. So, yeah, thank you very much to all the talented folks.
So, alright, let's begin.
Lovely.
You and your crew have been hired or tipped off, whatever you choose, about a high-stakes heist aboard a seemingly unassuming merchant vessel. Rumored that has it that this ship, the Cerulean Seraph, is carrying a fabled treasure that could change the fortunes of any pirate crew. But when you make your move, cutting through the hull and slipping past the guards, you don't find glittering gold or priceless artifacts. You find something far more precious and dangerous. We'll skip the formalities. You all, despite your newcoming to the field, you've already proven yourselves a nasty lot. The hired mercenaries were no match for you. However, locked in a reinforced, water-filled chamber, you find a mermaid child, an innocent creature not seen in over 100 years. She's the stuff of legend, a symbol of untold riches, potent magics, and dark secrets from the depths. She is incredibly valuable, but also incredibly vulnerable.
Is she in the room with us?
She is in a tank, yes.
It's a bit of a conundrum. The tip didn't say anything about this, right? Just checking.
Nothing besides, the mother load.
Right. Sorry, I was saying that in character. Well, gentlemen and other, I suggest that we think about this for a second. I mean, it's a child. The great big treasure they promised us is a literal child. I don't quite know how to feel about that, but I feel obligated. A sense of duty now.
We're not obligated to give this to anybody.
No, not at all.
Is the creature in stable condition?
She sits curled in her watery cage, frail, starved, and scared. She looks barely 7 years old. Her hair is delicate, filamentous sea green, curled around her dark speckled shoulders. Her waist shifts sinuously into a gold-scaled tail lobed with many wide, flat fins, like that of a leafy sea dragon.
Well, if nothing else, we can get a pair of fins.
No, don't say that.
We're not gonna do that. There's no way
Okay,
we're
we have
doing
one stance of morality absolutely clear.
Well, we don't have a tank to transport this.
What do we have? Do we have any food, is my question. Do we have any food that is non-soluble in water?
I'm sure you could find some.
I think I might have something on my person.
Okay.
Do we know what mermaids eat? I know that they're partially humanoid, partially fish. Will just like a carbohydrate do, or will they not be able to process it?
I would say that you'd have to try and find out.
Mr. Carver, feed this poor creature.
Okay, so is there an opening in the tank, or
The top has been crudely shut with what appears to be a cargo grate. It's wide enough that air can get through to the top, but meshed enough that you can't stick more than a hand through the bars.
Okay. Before I do anything else, I splash my hand on the surface of the water.
You see this mermaid swim up to the top weakly. You feel her webbed hand lock around yours.
So those bars are giving you trouble, huh?
No, hold on. Give me a minute. Hey there, kiddo. My name's Dane. What's your name?
She cannot speak the tongue of humans, and instead sings in soft, colorous notes, like a choir of hummingbirds.
Well, I'm not really the magic type, but whoever you... I can't say you belong to anybody, but surely you have a mother out there somewhere. Okay. You won me over. Dane gets out his oversized spoon and, tries to fry the...
You needn't go through such lengths, Mr. Carver. We can have Mix Laurence take care of that. You are the strong one.
I'll approach the tank and sit.
Give me a roll to break in.
Ooh, that's really good.
That's a 10. 12.
For those who don't know about the 2d6 system, it's an alternative to... this game uses a 2d6 instead of a d20 system. So all skill checks and pretty much most checks in the game are made using, well, 2d6, as simple as that.
It's powered by the Apocalypse. Objectively the best video game system ever. Don't quote me on that. Don't at me.
I'll take your word for it. So what do we get for that roll?
I'm going to say that this is like a low-stake situation, since this is a 10. You managed to snap the grate off with a mighty crack. It goes flying across the belly of the ship. The mermaid is free, quote unquote, but it looks up to rises to the top of the tank and peers out over the bottom and lets out a disappointed sort of like or something like that. It's still in the tank because it needs seawater to survive.
Okay, I am going to look in my bag and I'm going to surgically create some aqua lungs.
What about the food? Should we toss the little metaphorical dog a bone here?
Well, actually, no, wait, hang on a minute. Shoot, I can't speak
to the
this thing,
surgery.
so we can't give
Hold
consent.
on. Could I possibly understand the creature? Is it somewhat of a... First of all, Joey's going to toss whatever non-water soluble rations they have in there. And while she's gnawing on them, I suppose, if she goes up to them, I'd like to ask if she can... I'd like to try and communicate in the language of the Leviathans to see if I can get through.
Okay, I like this. Do you want to play that out?
Sure, yeah. So, does she approach to the food at all?
Yes, she does. You see her nipping at it like a koi fish.
That's cute. So, I don't mean to bother your snack, and I know you've been cooped up in here for a while. But if I may make my introduction, my name is Captain Joey Pacallis. Me and my wonderful crew have saved you from this rather unfortunate situation, but you need no debt to us. I simply ask if you understand what I'm saying.
And you're saying this in fluent Leviathan.
Yes, I would assume so.
You get about halfway through that sentence before the mermaid darts back to the opposite side of the tank. She's a bit panicked. You can tell you made her a bit skittish. She's not expecting a Leviathan to walk up to her in the middle of the ship.
I should clarify. First of all, I talk too much. It's a flaw of mine, but something that comes with being a captain is, well, talking about yourself. I should also say I'm not a Leviathan. I had a rather unfortunate encounter with one. But I know their language. I am simply just a human.
You see her look of shock slowly melts a bit. I forgive you.
Well, if you're inclined to trust us, might I ask how you ended up in this situation?
The circles caught me.
Would Joey know what that is?
You could guess. I think it would be that. Let's make that a vinegar roll.
Alright, I have a negative vinegar score, so I suppose Joey will think about it, and if they can't manage to place it, toss it to one of the others. flat vinegar, and that is a 7.
Okay, you get some ideas. That could easily be the obsidian circle, but circles could just as easily be like any number of the other catcher factions. It could just as well be the Dreadfin Raiders or the Iron Soul Reavers. This circle word translates a bit roughly into Leviathan. So, just a general word for slavers.
First, I'd like to communicate to the crew that I can talk to her, of course. And then I'd like to ask if anybody saw imagery of circles on the folks we killed. And I suppose you can tell us that. Fate.
Yep. This is a mercantile ship, so it could just as easily be going to anyone in the Obsidian Circle. Although that's not quite the answer you were hoping for, suffice it to say, it is headed somewhere into Guildhearth.
So, while the poor lass nibbles, what do we do here? I'm inclined to ask Mr. Carver, but this puzzles me. I can't have all the answers, you know. Lungs?
I can make you some lungs right now.
Well, if you have some kind of suitable working environment, then yeah, that could work. Alright, I will speak in Leviathan and ask, so, we have a bit of a surgeon, not sturgeon, surgeon, on the crew with us, and he was wondering if you would be willing to see, and this would be a bit of a tricky situation, do an operation on you. I know that sounds bad, but it would give you lungs to be able to breathe the air we do, and we could carry you out of here without having to break a hole in the ship and have us sink to our doom.
You're not tricking me?
I suppose that I can't entirely convince you that I'm not tricking you, given that you just met us, but if you are inclined to trust us, I can say that I mean no harm. Whether or not you accept this, as the likes of my crew also give their word, is up to you.
Give me polish with +1 since you've demonstrated your Leviathan language.
Alrighty then.
Yay!
That is pretty good.
Okay, that's a success. She's taken a moment to consider it, but you've made a very compelling case for her. She believes you.
Excellent. If you would just... Well, actually, I'll speak in the common language again. Mr. Carver, how exactly would this work? Do you have anywhere you could perform this?
I take out my supplies. I have blood bags and thread and needle and syringes. I could sew some blood bags into her gills, fill those blood bags with her water, and then have her expel the other water out of it. It'll just be until we can find some other body of water.
That is significantly easier than what we had to do previous, or at least your proposed idea. I'll speak in Leviathan again. Changed plans, little one. The lung operation is not as necessary. As long as you're comfortable with some things that feel like a reed sticking up your gills to provide you with some water, then we'll be able to transfer you to another body of it once we get the opportunity to. And if not, we'll bring you back here until we can think of something else. Everything sound good?
If you just let me off the ship again, I'll die. They'll catch me again.
Well, we're not just going to release you. We're going to try and find another body of water to... How do I say? Keep you in for the while? This was unexpected. We didn't know you were here. We simply got a tip of a treasure of sorts.
I want to go home. Bring me home.
I don't quite know where home is. I have a map here, and I suppose I'll take that out. Could you show me where your home is?
She's looking for a word. What way is the prison?
Prison? You sure you want to go there? Let me look here, and I suppose I'll take the map. I don't know of a prison?
Dane looks at the map and points to the Bath of Heroes. Is this the prison?
She nods. And she points on the map to a spot close by to it, one of the desiccated islands.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
My home.
Well, place? Where we come from, it's a sacred area, but I'm sorry to hear that you feel it a prison. It makes sense, a body of water enclosed by land. If you feel comfortable with the water bag idea, then we can try to get you a sizable barrel of sorts. How much space do you need?
I like to swim.
Well, that solves it then. I suppose we'll have to craft something.
I am caught. She gestures to the walls. She presses against the walls of her tank.
I don't quite know what you mean. Do you mean that we're catching you, or... Oh, the cage. Yes. Right.
I want to swim.
Well... What?
But I am caught.
Well, yes, we're going to bring you out, you see. I'm going to discuss this with the crew in common. The common language, I suppose. So, kid wants to swim. No big deal. I'm thinking we could store her in a barrel of sorts with water until we can manage to construct something big enough. Where did we dock the ship again?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where did we dock where did we dock Fates? Could we say that we just boarded the ship and we're right next to it?
I'm gonna say that you would be somewhere along the way. I want to say you're south of Tiffengard.
I'm going to, I'll speak in Leviathan again. So, would you be fine being in a barrel for a bit? I assume you know what a barrel is?
Would I be free?
Not quite yet. See, the issue is that if you go out into the ocean, you might die. And we don't want that. We are thinking of, first, and I hope that Dane still has the bags on him, using those bags over there to transport you to another vessel of water. Once we do that, then we will build an area for you to have more space. We'll keep that on our ship, and then we will bring you to your home and let you free.
She is upset. I want to swim with you. I don't want to be caught again.
I wanted to say, I'm sure I could find a spare pair of legs somewhere.
How permanent is that?
Well, I'm no hack, I can tell you that much.
She wants to swim, though. Listen, how would you feel if we got a rope, secured it around you, and let you swim attached to our ship? That way you don't get lost, and if you're in trouble, we can just yoink you up into a smaller area, but at least you'll be safe.
I mean, she doesn't have to lose her tail necessarily.
She's looking a bit shocked at that. the banter
well, I'm sorry,
that
but
Dane
you
is
want...
talking about. But I will. I will not swim on land. I will swim with you to home.
Well, girl says she doesn't want to walk. Sorry, Dane.
Can I offer a suggestion?
Go right ahead. We have not let you have much time to speak. Adam, go right ahead.
So, they want to swim on their own, and there is no immediate issue with them swimming by the ship.
Yes.
We just need to be able to protect them if something comes.
Yes.
So, what if we had a barrel in which we could pull them up in when danger does come?
That was my idea.
I could not understand what you were saying.
Oh.
You were speaking Leviathan.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking to... I didn't specify whether or not I was talking to Dane or not. I apologize. The switching between languages is always a hard thing in TTRPGs. I apologize. I didn't let you know that was my idea. Still, Can you swim? I'm kidding, don't worry. Could you just keep an eye on her, though?
I probably could, yes.
Ah, good. They. Well, let's just get going then. Mr. Carver, if you could prepare the seawater bags. And then I'll speak in Leviathan and say, if you are ready, we will begin the transportation now.
I'm ready to return home.
All right, Carver, get it going.
How does surgery work?
In common tongue. I think his idea was to use like blood bags but fill them with seawater and then like put IV pulls in her gills. Not IV pulls. IV tubes in her gills to transport seawater there so she can quote unquote breathe while we're carrying her.
Okay. When you have a willing patient... When you give a willing patient surgery, tell the fates what you want the surgery to do for the patient, and pick one strange, rare ingredient or tool you need for it. The fates may require you to use 3 more ingredients or tools based on the scale of the surgery you requested. Once you have everything you need, take an hour with your surgery tools and roll plus vinegar.
This is bizarre enough that I feel like I'll just give it to you for now. I love this solution you've come up with.
No, it's a really good idea.
Yeah. Let's give that...
I honestly don't know how you expected us to get her out of here.
No, I just create problems. It's you guys. It's up to you guys to come up with the solutions.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, so
Props to you.
Yeah, I make her like a sort of
She's got like blowfish on her neck. So kind of
like I make a little sort of I don't know, hat for her. I don't know where the gills are.
The gills are on the neck.
Okay, I make a sort of a scarf balloon.
Okay.
Balloon scarf. And I do some very light stitching to make sure that it stays on.
Okay. This is a pretty important roll. Do you want to use some luck for this?
Can I use luck before or after?
Before.
Okay.
Luck would just be adding an extra +1 or something modifier, right?
Yes, that's how that works.
Let's just roll it. I don't have any luck.
Okay. Let's see it.
Do I get experience for that?
I don't know. Let me see if you get experience for that.
It's a 5.
On a miss. Let's see.
Poor kid.
So I can do whatever I like on a miss, pretty much. Let's see. Gain XP. Let's see. I think that you do get XP on a miss. I could be wrong.
I think we need to figure this out before we go forward.
Okay. Sorry, character advancement. When you receive experience when you get a roll result of 6 or lower. So yes, mark that experience. When you get 3 bonds with a character or your ship, mark 1 experience. During chapter's end, you choose to mark 1 experience, and also vices too.
Okay, so how bad is it?
It's gonna be bad for sure. They get in trouble. Let's see, what options do I have? I'm gonna say bleeding. The stitching was not as nice as you would have liked. As it turns out, you're ill-equipped to do surgery on a hide that's quite as blubbery as a mermaid's. And so your needle slipped and you may have struck a vessel.
Ooh, okay. We need to move her.
So
Joey was probably like slumped over asleep a little bit.
every time, so you can see that the tank is slowly filling with this like murky green liquid, but she is breathing.
Okay, let's get the kid out of here then.
Luckily, it is not she's not actively bleeding into her water she's breathing.
Small question. One of the questions that I answered when creating my character was, what is a common thing that sets off your temper? I said undue injuries. Would that do anything here?
What does that trigger?
Well, it's just a common thing that sets off my temper. I'm just asking in this case if that would trigger anything, because this is technically an undue injury.
I think I might have something. What comments? Yep. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's true. It does trigger your vice. You are like, but Dane has. You already know that Dane was fixing to peel the scales off of the mermaid. The fact that he messed up the surgery makes you pissed. There's something at the back of your mind telling you he might have intentionally botched the surgery. Dane's not directly going to risk the life of the mermaid, but if something happens to it, it technically won't be his fault. But you can't put the blame solely on him. So you're pissed.
Okay.
Should we be at the ship's dock now? I mean, not dock, deck.
Yes.
All right,
How
lovely.
are you carrying the mermaid?
I was thinking, actually, that's more of a question for Dane.
I ask Adam to keep the mermaid elevated, and I will carry her tail. You carry her shoulders.
Nope. I don't want you near their tail. No. Mm-mm.
Fine, I'll carry your shoulders then.
As you carry the...
I'll take the tail.
As you carry the mermaid, this green ichor blood dripping off of her fizzles into sea foam as you carry her across the ship. Just some ambiance for
That's a nice detail.
Where do you keep her?
Well, for now, we're probably going to just fill something. I'm going to be honest. We're probably just going to try and get her into the ocean and stitch up the wounds. I think was Dane's idea. Your idea was just to put her in the ocean, right? Or was that my idea?
That was your idea.
You're not going to be...
Okay.
As a
Are we
result
thinking
of the
barrel
surgery...
or ocean?
As a result of the surgery, you're not going to be able to stop the bleeding until the water bags come off. She is a bit impaired. It's nothing life-threatening at the moment, anyway. But it could get worse. But just bear that in mind. So it might give you some pause to just let her off the side of the ship now.
Alright, I suppose we'll just do whatever can keep her like the safest, and allow the water bags to be untransplanted.
I say we go with the ocean in this case, because it'll be better for her, because she wants to be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wants to be able to swim. And also, we said we would protect her in some cases, and we did not do that just now.
We owe her something. Yeah, I'll go with the ocean if Dane can get the water bags off before we are able to get her in.
I'm fine with whatever, but I need to finish this surgery.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose we'll... Is she stabilized for now?
Yes, but you lose lose the water bags.
All right. So I suppose, Dane, up to you to...
She will not be able to
drop
stay
her into whatever
on the ship unless you choose to reopen that vein again.
All right. I mean, Dane, what do you want to do?
We need to get away from this other ship. It's been an hour or so. Someone else could be coming.
Fair. So, do we get her in the water afterwards then, unless there are any complications?
Not at the moment.
Well, all right then. Are we able to get her in then?
Yeah, no problems.
Okay, lovely. Well, other than the botching, but previous.
It took you about an hour to get her off the ship, so I think she's fine. Ish. She's definitely shaken a lot. It was not a pleasant experience to be bleeding from the gills.
I will speak in Leviathan. Listen, I hope you know that wasn't meant to happen. We owe you something. We promised we'd protect you, and look, our first mistake. I'm sorry.
I forgive you.
Well, I appreciate that, but it doesn't make up for what we did. We're going to get you home as soon as we can, okay? Just keep with us, kid.
She nods.
All right. If you're fine to somewhat lead the way, then.
She points north by northeast.
Of course. I'll speak in the common tongue again. Mr. Carver, did you mark that spot off on the map?
Yes, I did.
Okay, somebody give me a roll to navigate.
As the captain, I suppose, I will go right ahead. I'll tell the crew that we're getting going, and that we've got our companion with us. So nobody throw anything off board. And navigating would be a flat roll, right? Question mark? Oh wait, no, navigate. I see it. Spit. Alright. Let's get a roll then. 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you encounter trouble on the journey and must contend with it before reaching your destination. I've got something for you guys, I think. Maybe.
By the way, United, gosh darn it. We've been messing that up before. We kept calling them Untied, but it's United. United, I'm sorry that you haven't really gotten much chance to speak. Do you want to lead the way in party facing if we have an encounter next?
I am watching the Mermaid.
No, but I mean like the trouble that we're doing. Possibly.
I'll see what I can do.
Sorry, I just feel bad. You haven't really gotten a chance to say much, and I want to involve you. You know, here.
It is hard to say or do anything when you cannot speak to the person you're trying to help.
That's fair. Sorry, I don't know if you heard. We're encountering a trouble because I rolled a 7 on navigations. So I meant with.
Yeah,
sorry.
As the day wanes on, one of the lackeys shouts to you, Joey. Captain Pacallis, off of starboard. We got a schooner heading fast. A black.
Fast, you say? This isn't good.
Have
somebody on the cannons.
An angular black ship rips across the waves. It's no doubt one of the morays of the Dreadfin Raiders.
Oh. Everybody to battle stations, please and thank you. Looks like we've got unwanted visitors.
They're headed straight for us, Captain. They intend to ram us, I think.
Well, then let's move out of the way, but everybody be ready to skirmish. I know they want something.
Okay. Let's see the ship move.
Alright, that would just be...
Before we take evasive maneuvers, can I try to pull up the mermaid so we don't hit them and they don't get hit by another ship?
Good thinking.
Okay. Give me a roll with vinegar to react in time. You get your hands around the rope. Just as you begin to pull, you see the glint of something reflecting off the side of the ship. A telescope, and the loud crack of a rifle splits the air as a bullet rips through the rope.
Oh.
The other line goes slack, disappearing into the water. We've no more time. Get this ship moving.
All right. So that would be navigate, right?
No.
Is that just a navigate roll?
That would
All
be
right.
maneuver.
I don't know if I have maneuver on here, which is weird. What would that be a roll of?
It would be under speed. So you want to do outmaneuver. When your ship's crew finds an opportunity to outmaneuver the opposition, roll plus speed. On a hit, you created an opposition. You get your opposition right where you want. But we'll describe that in a bit.
Alright. I believe the speed modifier is -1, so that'd be a 6. So that'd probably be a minus speed. +1 to our steadfast.
Yeah, I gotta take it from you. Sorry. So plus speed. On a miss, you're pinned down and take damage. You'll need to seek other avenues to get what you want. Just for a moment, you see this. You see the wicked black steel prow that's like a razor on the side of the ship before it comes barreling in towards you. The ship, it rocks against the ship. How much wreck do you guys have as a piecemeal ship?
That's a good question.
You see, how many hits can you guys take? That's it's steadfast +3, so you guys have 4 health essentially.
Oh, okay.
So
How much did that do?
that does 1 wreck.
Ooh, alright then.
So let's see. This is gonna be I'm gonna say that the ship has been grappled. As hooks shoot from the sides of the ship, digging into the deck.
Alright. Is there any word in Leviathan that sounds similar of sorts to a word in the common tongue?
I don't think so.
Would I be able to, disguise my... Okay. So...
I don't, but to the same extent, I doubt that, as a fan of your character, I doubt that anybody would also be able to understand you at this very moment.
Okay, fair enough. I guess I'll just shout to the mermaid. Scatter, kid, get out of here! Just stay behind us.
I don't think that the Drift Raiders have an official look. But they do have tactics. They are, I guess they would be cloaked in black, of course, in the dead of night. Although it is only mid-evening. They jump down onto the ship. 6 mooks, jump onto the deck. Give us your valuables!
Or what? Oh, we haven't even done introductions yet. I'll just, interrupt them for the sake of it. Time to give the spiel. I am Captain Joey Pacallis. I am most well known for my interests in the arachnid variety. I dare say I am a wonderful captain, and we're going to kick your asses now unless you get off.
We know that you stole off of that ship going to Guildhard. That was our score.
What ship going to where?
That was our score back south.
Can I make a deception check of sorts?
I I doubt that they'd believe you. They were pretty single-minded on getting onto the ship.
Alright, that's fair. I won't try to finagle it then.
Yeah.
I just want to toy with them. Oh, was that yours? I'm sorry, it didn't have a name on it.
Trust me, you'll find us more than an equal to those lily liver gilders.
Okay, so it sounds like you want a fight. Well, you want our valuables, but you'll take a fight to get them.
The valuables will take your life. You could take it or leave it.
Oh, I love this part. Everybody to action. If everybody's okay with that, that is.
Give me a command roll.
Alright, thrill of combat is what Joey lives for. Command roll. Hold on, let's see. Plus polish, okay. Yes. It's a 9.
Did you
It's pretty
remember
good.
your +1 to your stats?
Oh yeah, it has the +1
Okay.
for polish.
And that's in addition to what your oddity gave.
Yes. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the 2d6 +1. That's my polish score.
All right. I'm just going to mention it now. So everybody in it, you get your base stats off of your oddity, and then you get an additional
get another
+1 to assign wherever you like. As a captain,
I think I'll do that in polish then.
Yeah, I'll let you bump that up to a 10. So
Alright.
with your command, when you lead your crew to accomplish a basic goal together, you may roll +polish instead of that move's original trait. As long as you have marks on your unrest tract, that's not irrelevant. So, I assume that this is get into a scrap, right?
Yes. If everybody would like to do so, let's have our first combat encounter.
Yeah.
I was ready to as soon as they hit that rope out of my hand.
So we'll say this is a size 1 group of lackeys. So
Alright.
size 2 is enough to crew a small vessel, albeit barely. So group harm is equal to the average harm of the individuals in that group, +1 harm for every group size they are higher than their opponents. So I would say that this is you guys do additional damage as these pirates find themselves outmatched. They were not expecting a full crew of bloodthirsty pirates. Just a handful of thieves. As they are outnumbered 2 to 1. You see them stagger for a moment, but then charge foolishly anyway. So when you get into a scrap, on a hit, deal your weapons harm to your opponent, or deal half your weapons harm and pick one of the options. On a 10+, you also seize the ante.
Everybody rolls correctly.
No.
Sorry, everybody rolls correctly.
You roll for
just
everybody
one,
because you
okay.
command it.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Scrap, and... Ooh, that's pretty good. It's a 10.
Yeah. So, if you'd like, you can seize the ante.
I will definitely seize the ante.
So let's see.
And I would also like to... Let's see, my equipment... Is that one of the actions, or can I also take a attack action?
So let's see. You can use your ante to boost your moves, trip them up, or resist their compels.
Alright, I think I will boost.
Okay, let me see.
Because there's a few of there's only 6 of them, correct? We should just get them out as quickly as we can.
Yes. You may choose to get them to back off.
Do we want to try to get them to back off, or do we want to just attack them?
We just want them off the ship, right?
Yeah, it's fair. I suppose we shouldn't really get to too much that we're worth.
How much? So,
As much as I do like slaughtering,
are you going to do full damage, or are you going to choose an additional option?
I'm definitely going to choose an additional option. I am going to swing with one of my scimitars. Joey's doing double-wielded scimitars today. That's
Okay.
how they're feeling.
How,
And I suppose
how much-
I will...
how much damage is that in total?
That is a 2 harm, so that'd be 1 harm and then intimidation.
Okay, and for everybody else?
I'm going to. I rolled my alchemy, so I'm going to use my explosives. I take out a small, thin glass bottle filled with black powder, light it on fire, and throw it into the largest mass of people I can see.
And how much damage does that do?
It's 2 harm, area, dangerous, loud, fire, works on impact.
Okay. So 2 harm, 2 harm. United, you're getting into this.
Do I have to roll?
We already rolled.
I'm sorry.
Just go frickin' lycanthrope mode.
Okay, then
I don't think you start with that.
I can't start with it. It has to.
I see. No, sorry, that's
Trigger.
what I
Are
meant.
you-
Just like activate it,
So I-
possibly.
Are you
If you want.
Are you going to use your fists or another weapon? Your fists are pretty good, I'll admit.
Yeah.
I think I'll just punch. I mean,
Simple answer, but a good one.
So this is
I forgot
is
to
a-
mention, but I would like to give a very... It is menacing as a grin as they can get, their eyes covered by their hat.
Oh, I like that. So, let's see here. I would say that it's... In addition, your crew is armed with your typical blades. So it's 1 harm. And then an additional harm for every group size that they are higher than their opponents. So all told, this is 4 harm. With with this haft. So your additional option for getting to a scrap. Where is it? Yep. You intimidate them and compel them to back off.
Mhm.
4 of the goons are slaughtered. One of them are blown up by the powder bomb. Another is skewered by 3 of your lackeys. I suppose Joey and Adam, you can describe how you kill your own quarries as well.
Probably with a interesting cross slash. I know it's not everybody says like cross slash with 2. No, just cross slash with 1. 2 individual little slashes as quick as they can get. They're working on a technique to try and mark a J with their blade, but they can't do it quite yet.
A wicked slash from the waist curving up to the shoulder, and then a lethal slash across the throat. And Adam, of course, your fists.
I want to just punch him off the ship.
You feel him. You get him with a wicked uppercut. You feel in the instant your fist connects, you feel ribs shatter and jaw dislocate as this whelp goes flying off the deck.
There we go, lovely job.
The remaining 2 goons are scared out of their wits.
So, what's the plan, fellas?
No. This is supposed to be what job? You weren't supposed to be here.
Well, it was pretty quick, and I can make it quicker if you get out of here.
Go ahead and give me a parlay.
All right.
So parlay. When you parlay with an interested party, tell them what you want to do. What you're offering in return, and roll plus polish. I believe that you could use your ante here as well.
So that's another +1.
Yes.
Alright.
Quick question. I could add Heart of Gold to this, couldn't I? Give them all my light
Ooh, I
back
like
to
that.
it.
Make it extra compelling. Actually, I have a... alright, I'll make the roll now. But I also have a funny idea.
Sure.
Ooh. Nice. Do I have anything to write with that would scratch into metal? Actually, no, not metal. I want to take out a cigar, sign it, and then give it to them as a token of remembrance.
This.
Can I sign it with a J?
Yes, you can. You plop this tobacco in his hand. He is utterly befuddled. You're not gonna kill us?
No, but I do have that little thing to remember us by. Never doubt the might of Joey Pacallis and their lovely crew. Scram, boys.
They scramble over the side of the ship into the lifeboat. You see them making for the. You see them rowing eastward, making for the coast. It's doubtful you'll see them again.
That was lovely. A round of drinks tonight for the crew. Excellent job, everybody.
The deck is in an uproarious cheer. The night is carried on into a modest celebration. The first official raid of the Wild Blue Yonder, and the first of many tales we will spin in the world with Jaws. Since this
is going to be awesome.
Since this is the first of our many sessions to come, I'm going to call this a chapter's end.
Alright.
On chapter's end, let's see here. We ask, at the end of each session, ask the group, have you defeated an important foe, claimed great treasure, or accomplished one of your crew's goals this session? If so, declare this the end of the chapter. Each PC replenishes all of their bonds and chooses 2. Any player may choose an option more than once. Mark 1 experience, heal 2 harm, or mark 2 luck.
I think I'll mark some luck.
Okay.
1 experience and 2 luck.
I couldn't really hear the
1
options.
experience,
Again,
2 luck,
please?
2 harm. You can mark an option more than once, if you want to. You could take 2 harm... Sorry, you could heal 4 harm, mark 4 luck, or mark 2 experience, if you wished. Nobody got any harm.
2 luck
Okay,
and
2 experience, got it. Alright. Thank you guys for being on the call. Next time
Of
we
course.
will be taking a bit longer of a time with it. Of course, we'll hopefully go through a full session.